Today marks National Savings Day, and it's a great time to take stock of your personal finances.
That's right. But figuring out a financial plan, easier said than done. But
Yes.
don't worry. Look, you've got the Fed signaling more interest rate hikes. You've got inflation above 8%. It's hard for folks to know what to do with the pennies you've worked so hard to save and you put in your bank account. But we've got Kimberly Palmer here now. She's a personal finance expert with NerdWallet, and she's got all the answers to our questions. Kimberly, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Great to have you here.
You know, what should folks do with the money that they have, understanding that inflation is making it less valuable if it just sits in your bank account?
It is so hard right now. Really, the most important thing, first of all, is to put some time into thinking about your budget. And a good place to start is looking at your take-home pay. You want about 50% going towards your needs, 30% towards wants, 20% towards any debt payments and savings.
The famous 50-30-20 rule. Share it with your friends. Okay.
It's a great place to start.
Yeah.
Budgeting is so important, but I guess, what we were talking about before is what shouldn't people do with their money right now as we're looking at all of this?
Well, it's so tempting right now to overspend. There's so many deals and advertisements, and you really just want to take a step back and see what you can reasonably fit in your budget. You don't want to take on extra credit card debt right now. We're in an environment where rates are rising, so that debt just becomes even more expensive.
And one of the things you mentioned, that 20% should go towards savings, is a really strong personal rule everybody should remember. So whatever your paycheck is, 20% should go into a bank account and probably a high yield savings account so that you get some type of return on that. But what are some other things for folks to either avoid or prioritize as we all kind of feel the financial pinch?
Well, I think one really important thing to focus on is looking at your emergency savings right now, because the more emergency savings we have, it just gives us some extra financial stability in case we get unexpected expenses, anything else comes our way. So if you can, look at that 20% that we're ideally putting into savings. Of course, it's not always possible, but that's our goal. And then you can build up from there. You can start small if you need to in case that feels overwhelming, but try to put something away every week.
It's interesting, too, we're seeing all of these sales that are coming out now earlier than last year. I mean, it seems like Black Friday already started. What is your advice to consumers if they think, oh, maybe I could save a lot now? Just don't overspend?
My advice is a little counterintuitive because it's that you actually do want to start shopping now, but you want to spread it out over these months leading up to the holidays. So it can actually help you as a consumer to spread out your spending. It makes it easier on your monthly budget. The huge risk is that you end up overspending. So be organized, stick with your list. Once you buy a gift for someone, you're done. You don't need to buy another one.
Just one. You just get one, Errol.
Can I just squeeze in, I know this, but I think a lot of folks don't realize. What about folks who make minimum payments on credit cards? I mean, I understand that as an absolute do not do. You're going to just put yourself in debt. Can you just speak to that point? Because some folks think, hey, I'm making the minimum payments, everything's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. This is actually a huge myth. People think by keeping a balance on their credit card, it boosts their credit score. It does the opposite. So you want to try to pay off your balance in full each month. Of course, if you're going through a hard time, it's not always possible, but the goal is to pay it off so you can avoid those interest payments.
Yes,
all right, a lot of good tips on saving money, budgeting. Thank you, Kimberly Palmer.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.